2021 changed my life. Hi, my name is Mason. At the start of 2021, I was 16 years old, played soccer for my high school team, which I was a sophomore. I went home every day, posted tech videos to 50,000 followers, was in my orchestra, customizing shoes on the side for money, and everything was manageable. I had a routine, I had something to grind for, and it felt like I had a lot of time until the real world started. But I was lost. I didn't really know what direction that I wanted to take my life in, and that was really scary. I knew I liked doing content creation and streaming, but had never really put my all into it and didn't have really a platform to back me up there. I liked soccer, but I couldn't see myself actually going anywhere with that. I did a lot of things on the side for money, but nothing that I felt passionate about to take into a full-time job. I really was just struggling to find what I wanted to do with my life and what my purpose was. This year changed that for me, and I hope this video can sort of help to inspire some change for some of you guys. I want to use this video as a sort of self-reflection that I can look back on in the future and to kind of document my feelings and thoughts at this point. So I think I'm going to start with a quick stats check on all my platforms. I've got 43.4 thousand followers on Twitch, averaging around 100 viewers, not partner yet, 56,400 subscribers on YouTube. Right now, my newest video has 3.8 thousand views in 2.5 hours. My views for the last 28 days on YouTube is 385,000. My subscriber change is plus 10.6 thousand. I've got 2,330 followers on Twitter, 2,900 followers on Instagram, and in December, my total income from all of my platforms was $2,318. I currently stream 4 days a week, live for around 10 hours a week. I post weekly on my main YouTube channel. I think I'm going to start going towards 2 videos weekly, and then I'm planning on posting 3 videos a week on my gaming channel once I start that up in a couple days. Now that that's out of the way, let's start talking about what I actually did this year that changed everything for me. For starters, one of the biggest decisions that I made this year was to move away from the platform that I had seen so much success on and was so comfortable on, which was TikTok, and transition my main focus onto YouTube, a platform where I had no experience and no starting base. I think I had like 1,000 subscribers and a Fortnite montage posted, but I did a lot of thinking about this and it just felt like the right decision for me. I couldn't imagine myself in 10 years sitting down and still posting TikTok videos, but I can see myself in 10 years sitting down and editing a YouTube video. It just made the most sense for my future, so I committed. This was rough at first because TikTok was actually my main source of income. I got paid to feature products on my page, and these products came at least once a week. I had just come out of a sponsorship with Sunny D, was talking with some bigger brands in the tech space like MSI. I had Fortnite reach out to me for a paid ad. And aside from the money that I made, I actually got about 70% of this setup for free thanks to TikTok. I accomplished a lot this year on TikTok, and that is something that I will always be proud of. But I just felt like I needed to step away and put my focus on other platforms. When I switched to YouTube, it felt like I had restarted content entirely because it was a platform that I had never done before, but thanks to all of the experience that I had from TikTok and from Twitch and creating content and being entertaining and knowing what people want to see, I found some success relatively quickly. And looking back on this decision, I have zero regrets. Instead of feeling forced to produce 4 to 6 short-form content videos a day and feeling really burned out all the time, I can take my time with projects and plan them out more thoroughly and really create content that I'm proud of. It feels like there's so much that I haven't even tried yet on YouTube and so many more forms of content that I haven't even started to produce, and I'm super excited for what I can do this year. Ultimately, the lesson I learned through this switch is to not be afraid of change. I know this phrase gets tossed around a lot, and I just kind of heard it so much that it lost all of its meaning for me. But seriously, risks can be terrifying. I thought for like 2 months straight about switching to YouTube, and it just, with every day that passed, I felt more and more burnt out with TikTok and wished that I was on YouTube. And eventually I just went for it. This year, I really hope I can continue to push myself out of my comfort zone, take calculated risks, and in turn grow as a person and a creator. The next lesson I learned was a lot harsher. I started this year out with around 85 to 90 average viewers on Twitch, and I expected that to keep growing. But unfortunately, it didn't. It didn't even stay constant. It shrank. I lost a lot of viewers and a lot of motivation. My viewers kept going down no matter how hard I tried to bring them back on Twitch, no matter how much I changed my Go Live noti and my titles and what games I was streaming. The thing that saved me from this drought is actually just kind of accepting it and going through it instead of trying to stop it. It's sort of like that phrase where it's going to get worse before it gets better. I kind of just decided that I was going to stop worrying so much about the viewers and accept that they were going to go down and focus a lot more on other platforms and other content. This was part of what influenced my decision to move to YouTube, even though I knew that my viewers would take yet another hit when I switched off of TikTok. And they did take another hit, but then when my YouTube started to grow really quickly, they went back up. It paid off so well that I'm now back up past my peak at the beginning of the year and over 100 average. Throughout the year, my average viewers jumped up and down a ton while I tried desperately to fight to keep them up, and I'll throw up a screenshot right now so you can see what I mean. And the thing that I've learned through talking with a ton of other creators is that this is completely normal. No streamer's growth is going to be 100% straight up. You can't expect to just keep growing, and you can't expect to stay even constant. You have to continuously adapt and grow as a person and grow through your content in order to grow with statistics. This taught me a lot too about how to deal with things with this content creation industry. My mental health at the beginning of this year was almost entirely dependent on numbers on a screen. I would be at my highest when my numbers were peaking and my lowest when they were down. While a part of me is still like this, and I think that no matter how hard creators try, there will always be a little part of them that feels this way, it's gotten much better. If you want to be successful, you have to roll with the punches. Accept that they're coming and that there's no way to stop them, and instead of trying so hard to avoid them, just work through them. Going into 2022, I really want to challenge myself to take my content into places where I won't necessarily see immediate growth, and even places where I know I will probably fail. My biggest lessons throughout this entire journey have been learned through failure, and I'm prepared for that. I know I'll fail at some things this year. I'm counting on it. I just hope that the lesson I learned from those mistakes is worth what those mistakes cost me. Kind of the end justifies the means sort of thing. I'll fully stand by the statement that you can never succeed if you don't fail first. I know that sounds super corny, and you've probably seen a similar quote hanging in your physics class. It really is true when you're trying to chase your dreams. At the end of the day, I'm 17 years old and there's only so much I can do. So instead of being upset about that and just chalking it up to unlucky, I'm going to take accountability this year. The last big lesson I learned, and one of the biggest pieces of advice I can give to anybody starting out content, is the importance of the people you surround yourself with. At the start of this year, I wasn't very socially active with other creators or streamers. I kind of just kept to myself and focused on my grind. I ignored DMs and message requests. I didn't really take any opportunities or reach out to other people. I was just so focused on my own content and improving and trying to bring those numbers back up from my Twitch. But a ton of things in my life started to change when I reached out a little bit. I met two creators, Hunter and Cooper, who are now my closest friends, and some of the experiences that we've had have just been incredible. From the little things like some experiences that we've shared on FaceTimes or in VR or playing a video game, to a lot bigger things like content ideas, inspiration, motivation to keep going. It's a lot easier to grind when you are surrounded by other people that are grinding, and it's a lot easier to adapt and create new content when you're around other people that are adapting and creating new content. Even if it's just some small opportunity that you think of, like for example, I was really bad at Valorant and wanted to be better so that I could provide my viewers with a more entertaining stream. I got a lot of help from two amazing players and content creators that coached me, watched VODs with me, watched me live, and gave me tips. And overall, they helped me improve a lot at this specific game, and I now feel way more comfortable streaming it to people. There's so many examples of how other creators have impacted me throughout this year, even if it seems like something super irrelevant. And I can seriously say that most of what I've accomplished this year, if not all of it, would have been impossible if not for the people I surrounded myself with. I think the main lesson here is to take things further than just forming connections, because I know you hear that all the time too, but really make new friends. Find a circle of other people in life that share your same goals and ideas, even if it's not for streaming or YouTube. In 2022, I really want to branch out even more than I did this year and meet so many new creators. And most of all, just not hold myself back because I'm shy or nervous about meeting new people. Those are some really big lessons that I learned this year, but I wanted to end off this video with one final thought. The most important thing you can do to help yourself is to focus on improving yourself. You can't control the people around you, you can't control the bad things that happen to you, but you can control your response. I really want to focus a lot on myself this year and improving my health, both physically and mentally. And whatever this means for my content, I'm just gonna accept it and roll with it. I'm really excited to see what opportunities arise this year, and I'm even more excited to look back at this video a year from now and see what's changed. Good luck to all of you, and I hope you achieve everything you're aiming for in 2022. If you're new here and you want to check out my Twitch streams or any of my other socials, they'll be linked in the description to this video. And if you want to follow along on my YouTube journey and see my content evolve this year, be sure to drop a sub. And with that, I will see you guys in the next one.